Ever feel like you're just drowning, like drowning in expectations, you know?
That's Willy Loman right there. But Death of a Salesman, it's more than just a guy, a sad story about a guy selling dot stuff.
Oh, absolutely. We're diving deep, way deep on this one. Beyond the surface, right? We're going to unpack all of it, the
Yeah.
context, what makes these characters tick, Miller's big ideas.
Mhm.
By the time we're done, you'll be dropping knowledge bombs.
And maybe even understand yourself a bit better, because what makes Death of a Salesman so powerful, so important, is that it's timeless, those struggles with success and failure and family. It's like he wrote it today.
Okay, so let's jump right into Willy Loman's world. So we meet him, and things are rough, like end of his rope kind of rough, or so we think. But Miller, he wants us to get Willy to understand, not just, judge the guy.
Right, we have to think about his world, Willy's world, post-World War II America. The American dream, it's changing, shifting from, survival to straight-up acquisition. Gotta have the car, the fridge, the perfect lawn. And Willy's stuck. He's chasing this version of success that even then was starting to feel, I don't know, hollow.
And Miller, he just throws us right into Willy's head, doesn't he?
Hmm.
The past, the present, it all kind of blurs together. Those memories hit Willy like a tidal wave.
Yeah.
It's a lot when you read it, almost disorienting, but that's what makes it so powerful,
Psychic time is what Miller called it. Willy's past, it's not this straight line, it's all emotional charged, and it's shaping his present right now as we're watching. And those flute melodies, the ones that keep drifting in, those aren't just, some nostalgic thing. They represent something simpler, a lost connection to his dad, even to Willy's own sense of who he is.
Which brings us to Miller's family, right? I mean, he based Willy on his uncles who, from what I understand, were all about, chasing that traditional idea of success.
Absolutely. Think about Uncle Manny, the salesman, larger than life, always chasing the next big sale. Willy buys into that whole world. That being well-liked, that's the key to everything. But is it? That's the question hanging over the whole play.
And Linda, what about Linda? She's got to hold everything together, right? Be the supportive wife.
Yeah.
But even she, you could feel her frustration, right? She sees Willy falling apart, but what can she do?
See, Linda, she's fascinating because she's both the strength and, well, the limitations of women in that era, all wrapped up into one person. Linda's the glue holding this family together. She's fiercely protective of Willy, of his dignity, even when he's delusional. But at the same time, she's trapped by what society expects, that her whole worth is tied to her husband's success.
It's like they're both stuck, caught in this web of pressure, these outdated ideas about what it means to be a man, a woman, a success story,
And then you've got Biff, their son. He's the wrench in Willy's perfect illusion. He comes home, but he's disillusioned. He's done with the rat race. He wants something real, authentic. Remember that line? I've been trying to find myself, Willy.
That's Biff, rejecting everything Willy believes in. He'd rather be on a farm somewhere, get his hands dirty, connect with, nature, than chase some empty promise of success.
Exactly. He sees it. The emptiness of what Willy wants so bad, especially after he finds out about the affair. That's a betrayal of everything Willy said he believed in. That's the turning point, where their whole relationship changes for good.
And that's where things get really, interesting. Because Biff, he's not just rejecting Willy's dreams, He's showing us how fragile they really are. Willy's whole world, it's built on this idea of Biff, following his footsteps. Biff achieving all the success that he never got.
Exactly, and that's where the tragedy of it all, it deepens, Willy can't see it. He can't see that Biff wanting something real, something genuine that's courageous. He just sees it as like a personal attack, like everything he believes in, everything he built his life on, it's all being challenged.
It's like watching a building just crumble from the inside out. Willy's memories, they become even more jumbled, more fragmented. All those little lies, those stories he's told himself, they're unraveling. And that, right there, that's Miller's genius shining through, right? The way he uses language to show us what's happening inside Willy's head.
Oh, absolutely. Just think about it, the way Willy talks, especially compared to Biff, for example. Willy's words, they're all grand pronouncements, empty cliches about being, well-liked and looking good, having a good appearance. It's all surface, all a performance.
Well, Biff, once he, breaks free from his dad's expectations, he starts talking, and it's raw, it's honest. Like when he finally cracks and says, "Pop, I'm a dime a dozen, and so are you." It's harsh, but it's also freeing somehow.
And Miller, he does that on purpose. He contrasts that raw honesty with how Willie's talking, which is starting to, I don't know, fragment, becoming repetitive, almost like childlike, as he loses his grip on what's real. And it's not just, dialogue. It's like a window right into his mind, his psyche, as it's just crumbling.
And that's how this play, it goes beyond its time. Those themes, of feeling disillusioned, of chasing these empty promises, that feeling of being trapped by what society expects of us. Those are universal. Everyone gets it. Everyone struggles with that in some form or another.
Exactly. Willie Loman, he's not just some salesman. He's like this tragic everyman. He's a cautionary tale about what happens when we build our lives on needing other people's approval, needing that external validation.
Right. And we can't forget Happy. It's like he's Willie's shadow, trying so hard to get his dad's approval, echoing those same empty ambitions. But even he's lost, maybe even more than Willie.
Yeah, he's trapped in this cycle, this dysfunctional cycle that he inherited. It makes you wonder, can he break free? Or is he going to end up making the same mistakes as his father, chasing some hollow version of the American dream that'll just leave him feeling, empty, unfulfilled?
That's the question, isn't it? The one we're left with long after the curtain closes. And it always brings us back to that central question. What does it really mean to be successful? What are we willing to give up, to sacrifice in the pursuit of? And what happens when, we get there, we achieve it, only to realize that's not it. That wasn't what we really wanted. Man, that is the question, isn't it? What does it even mean to be successful? I mean, are we talking like Willie's dream, the house, the car, everyone looking at you like, wow?
Yeah.
Or is it something else? Something, I don't know, deeper?
And that's what makes Death of a Salesman so brilliant. Miller doesn't give you like the answer, the easy answer. He makes us face those questions, head on. Like he's making us look in the mirror. What do we believe in? What do we really want? Because what Willie thinks is success, everyone telling you, you're great. It's empty, it rings hollow, it doesn't make him happy, it doesn't give him peace. Not really.
It's like he's chasing something that's not even there,
Yeah.
And the harder he runs for it, the further away it gets. And he loses sight of what matters. His family, who he is even.
Exactly. Think about that scene, when Biff, he just breaks down, tells Willie he loves him, just raw and honest. And Willie, he doesn't even hear it, doesn't register. He's so stuck on Biff not achieving, not hitting those markers of success, and he misses it. The real connection, a real human moment, just gone.
It's like a reminder, real success. It's not about stuff or what other people think. It's about those moments, connection, doing something you find meaningful, finding it in like the everyday, not always chasing some someday thing.
Right. Maybe, and this is just me thinking out loud, maybe it's about, I don't know, accepting the screw-ups, the failures, just as much as the wins. Because when we let ourselves be vulnerable, really seen, that's when we connect with ourselves, with other people,
So as we leave Willie's world and come back to our own world, maybe we carry that thought with us. What's success look like for you? What are you chasing after? And the big one, is it really worth it?
That's the legacy of Death of a Salesman, right? It's a challenge to look at our lives, really look, what's success on our own terms, what gives us meaning, especially in a world obsessed with chasing illusions.
And that is a wrap on Death of a Salesman. We hope you walked away with, some food for thought, right? Maybe a new way of looking at this incredible play. Until next time, keep asking those questions, keep digging, and find what makes a life a good life for you.